Hello again, my name is Junior Hoops. I'm the Family Advocacy Program Manager here at ACS. Again, I'm going to talk to you today about our next tips. This one's on sleep hygiene. The last ones were about stress management and anger management. This one's on sleep hygiene. If you've tracked it, I put out 5 tips. I'm actually going to talk a little bit more than just the 5 tips, but all of them are fantastic tips to help us be able to get better sleep. You don't have to do all of them, but you might find that 1 or 2 of these little techniques might help you get better sleep. The first thing we talked about was begin before you go to bed. Begin with a ritual. Each night, about an hour before you go to bed, try to do the same thing, whether that's relaxing by reading or taking a hot bath. People will talk about drinking warm milk. Just do this. Try to stick to the same routine each time as much as possible. Get up the same time every morning, including weekends and holidays. I know that's hard. When you're on the weekends, you're like, oh, I'm going to stay up all night. Your going to bed time is not as important as your wake up time. So try to be it that you're still getting up. You might not get up at like 6 in the morning on a Saturday, but try to keep it to like 7, 7:30. You don't want to be sleeping till like 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Too much sleep does make us too groggy. Avoid taking naps. I know this is hard, and I did talk about taking naps in the stress management one. Try to avoid taking naps as much as possible. If you are going to take a nap or feel like you need to take a nap, keep it as power nap. A short nap, less than an hour, probably in less than about 20 minutes, and never take a nap after 1500 or 3 p.m. Now, some of the other tips I'm going to talk about, some individuals don't like too much, but try not to drink any caffeine after lunchtime. I had an individual years ago that I was talking about sleep hygiene, and he was telling me how he slept terrible as he's sitting there drinking this huge bottle of black tea. And he told me how he was an insomniac, and I said, well, it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I said to him, well, how many servings is in that bottle? What, 6 or 7 servings? And he goes, oh, there's 6 servings. And I said, well, that black tea has a high level of caffeine. And he goes, oh, no, it doesn't. He turns around and says the ingredients, black tea and water. And I was like, so we Googled it. It says black tea had the highest concentrate of caffeine for the teas. So he stopped drinking this black tea. He was like, oh my gosh, he stopped drinking it. 2 weeks later, comes to me and says, I'm sleeping great. So again, we need to watch our caffeine intake. Also, alcohol. If you're going to drink alcohol, you don't want to be drinking it within a few hours of bedtime. Some research says 2 hours, some says up to 6 hours. So beer, wine, any kind of alcoholic drink, you don't want to drink it too much, but just before bedtime. Some of the other things to do is only go to bed when you're tired. You don't want to be watching TV in bed. You really shouldn't be reading in bed. You want to do that outside. Your bedroom or your bed should be for sleep and intimacy only. So any of these other kind of extracurricular activities you don't want to really do in your bedroom. You want it for bedtime only, for sleeping. If you find, try to avoid sleep meds. That's something that doesn't help. Also, exercise. We talked about exercising, how it does help you. And the exercise does help you sleep better, but you don't want to be doing it a couple hours before bedtime. If you're going to be going to bed about 9 o'clock, you don't want to start exercising at 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, because you got all those endorphins going in your body. Now you're trying to lay down and tell your body to relax. So this is not a good time to exercise. Exercising earlier in the daytime will help you prepare for bedtime. When you do finally go to bed, if it takes you longer than 15 to 20 minutes to fall asleep, get up out of bed and go do something that you don't like to do. Do something boring, okay? If you like to play video games are not going to help you, okay? Doing things like that stimulate your mind is not going to help you fall back asleep. So you want to be doing that until you start feeling tired, and then go back to your bed. Don't do it in your bed even. The best thing to do is if you have work manuals or things like that from the military, those are great reading materials to hopefully fall asleep because they're extremely boring. So get up in a chair. You can be in your room and sit in a chair, or even leave the room. You start feeling tired, transition back to your bed, and if it takes you again 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes, get up and do the same process until you are able to fall asleep. I know for myself, if I can't fall asleep, if I get up and get on to Amazon or something like that, hours will go by and I'm still on Amazon. So again, you don't want to be doing stuff that gets your mind going. The last thing you want to try to do for your room, the research says that you want it quiet, dark, and comfortable. I'm okay with quiet or with dark and comfortable. Quiet, not so much. Sometimes when the room's too quiet, if the house starts settling or there's little noises, it's going to wake you up. So white noise is fantastic. So if you have your room nice and dark, some nice white noise, I wear earplugs and I still have a fan going so I can hear the hum of the fan with my earplugs in. So quiet, dark, and comfortable is good. But again, white noise helps break up some of that if there's noise outside the house or anything like that. So again, these are the tips for the sleep hygiene. Please follow us on Facebook. You can see the tips on Facebook from the week past. If you have any other questions, you can give us a call here at ACS. Like I said, my name is Junior Hoops. I'm the Family Advocacy Program Manager here at ACS. And again, please follow us on Facebook. Thank you.